Welcome to this short pre-bedtime video. We're going to start standing and take the feet a really good comfortable distance apart as you bring your hands into prayer position. And then from here we're going to sweep the arms up to parallel with the ground, nice wide open arms, and we're going to take some side stretches, some really gentle flowing side stretches. Right arm down, left arm up, back to the middle, sweeping over the other way, left arm down, right arm up, and then come back to that midway point, arms parallel with the ground. And from here we're going to sweep the arms up in the air as you come up onto tiptoes, before then softly folding down into a forward fold, bending the knees. Taking the hands to the opposite elbows, drop the head, relax the neck. Be soft, hanging here in this ragdoll-like forward fold. And then we're going to come up, sweeping the arms again back to parallel with the ground. And off we go again, side to side, making these easy, flowing movements, just as gentle as you need to be for your body. Remember, we're slowing down here, preparing for bed. After a few of these side to side, we're going to bring the arms back to parallel with the ground again, and again sweep them up high as you rise up to tiptoes, and again soften down, bent knees as you come into this forward fold, ragdoll. Drop the head, lengthen the neck, holding the opposite elbows, be loose from the hips before sweeping the arms again back up to parallel with the ground. Off we go again, side to side, a few more in each direction. Use the breath to guide the movement, inhaling to the middle, exhaling to flow to the side stretch. As you get familiar with this practice, you can take as many or as few of these as necessary. As you come back to arms parallel with the ground, sweep the arms up high as you rise up onto tiptoes, and again soften the knees. Let go into your forward fold. Find the opposite elbows again. Hang around here. And then from here, taking the hands to the ground and walking the feet back so that you come into downward facing dog. And when we get there, we're going to walk the dog to open up the backs of the legs. Bend one knee as you guide the other heel a bit closer to the floor, switching sides, just a couple, and then come to the knees so we can take some gentle cat-cow poses. Moving between the two, as you take the cat, you're tucking your tail under, feel the back arch up towards the ceiling, chin towards the chest. A cow, we're going to soften the tummy, release the tail back, gaze forward, flowing between those two, before then settling into child's pose, bottom back on the heels, arms stretched out forwards, forehead to the ground. And then popping back up to downward facing dog, tail lifting, head dropping, and then coming to the knees again. Another cat and a cow. Couple more times, flowing between the two. And then coming into your child's pose again, easing that bottom back towards the heels, arms relaxed, continue to be outstretched. And from child's pose, again into downward facing dog. Tail lifted. From downward facing dog, lower the knees, another few cats and cows. And then guiding bottom back to heels into child's pose again. And this time perhaps you'd like to bring the arms down alongside the legs and let the shoulders roll. And then we're going to push up and come over to sitting directly on the mat. And as we come to sitting, we're going to take the feet to the outer edges of the yoga mat with the knees really quite bent and the hands behind you. And from here, we're going to put a little bit of twist into this as you allow the knees to roll over towards the right, bring the knees back up to the middle, roll the knees towards the left, looking over the opposite shoulder. So as the knees go right, turn to look over the left shoulder. Breathe into the middle, breathe out to the twist. And then as your knees go to the right, let's bring the left arm around now and take it onto the front of the right thigh as you turn to look around behind you now and feel that slightly bigger twist in the body. Then we're going to withdraw that left arm, bring the knees back up to the midway point, flow them over towards the left and bring the right arm around, placing the right hand on the outside of the left thigh and taking the head, turning it around to look behind you. Coming out of that, back to the midway point, withdrawing the arm. Round we go again towards the right. Left hand comes round, maybe onto the right thigh, or perhaps it goes even further and onto the floor as you peer around. And switching from side to side. Again, we're looking for flowing movements, easy movements. Eventually, we'll come back to where we started, knees bent, looking forwards. And here, I'm going to bend the knees, keep those knees bent. As we come into a forward fold, slide the hands over the knees and down towards the feet, but just going as far as feels good for your back. Aim to breathe out to soften forward, so we're not looking for any back strain. We're inhaling to make our way out, exhaling to soften in. Now it might work out for you that having a cushion or a couple of pillows beneath the knees makes this whole thing a whole lot more comfortable. You might prefer to have the legs out straight and the cushion on top of the thighs. And you might notice here I've got a bolster, I could use that, but not everyone has a bolster at home, so it's really easy with cushions or pillows. At some point you might decide to stay in that seated forward fold position with the head dropping and simply breathing there. But for now we're going to ease out of this and then come onto your back. As you come onto the back now, let's pop that cushion, a pillow or something similar under the tail end. Lower the bottom onto the cushion and then extend the legs up in the air. Ideally now, the legs will be slightly separated. We're stacking the ankles above the knees above the hips, and there's a sweet spot where the legs seem to hang around there effortlessly. It's a little bit easier to find that sweet spot with a cushion or something beneath the low ends of the back under the bottom. with the legs in the air. Close the eyes, focus on the breath, the easy breath. So if this doesn't suit you, you might prefer to have the legs supported on a chair or the edge of the bed perhaps. Knees bent, the lower legs supported, and the bottom still on the ground. Eyes closed, following the breath. When you are ready to, bring the knees in over the tummy, take the feet to the ground. Lift the bottom, remove the cushion and release the spine down onto the ground. Extend those legs out. Rest the arms by the sides, palms facing up, or maybe have the hands on the tummy, whatever works best for you. Eyes still closed. Bring your attention to your breath now. And imagine a triangle in front of your closed eyes. Imagine you could breathe in up the left-hand side of the triangle. Breathe out down the right-hand side of the triangle. And in that little pause after the out breath, move along the bottom of the triangle right to left. Inhale up the left side. Exhale down the right.